Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Damien with White Belt Goons. Today I want to talk about my top 5 BJJ content channels that you can absolutely just sink your teeth into and binge watch the content. Now, for those of you who don't know, I work in private security. I have anywhere from a 10 to a 12-hour shift, so I need something that I can just put on in the background. And since I'm, like you, probably obsessed with Jiu-Jitsu content, these are the channels that I go to just fill my head with all the stuff that I want to know and learn about. So without further ado, before I get into my top 5, I want to talk about an honorable mention. That's going to be Jits over 50. Now, this is I believe is a black belt now, just recently promoted black belt. If not, he's an upper brown belt. He's in the New York area and he films all of his roles and he narrates them. So these have been really good in terms of watching him roll with people of different ability levels, different strengths, different sizes. And then with his narration, you can kind of understand what he's thinking while he's doing the movements and going through the flow rolls. I think this has been very, very helpful. But since you really need to be watching what he's doing, it's not something that you can really binge in the background and just get that information. It kind of filters in, but it's something that really needs to be watched. So I really appreciate his content. I love his channel. But I'm putting it in the honorable mention for now. We'll say it's number 6 on the top 5 list, but definitely a great channel for you guys to check out. Number 5 is going to be the Balance for BJJ podcast. Now, this is a podcast that is hosted by a black belt. His name is Matt Vega. I believe these guys are in the California area. They're a part of the Checkmat system. His co-host, I believe, is a maybe 1 or 2 stripe blue belt, maybe a purple belt at this point, if I'm not mistaken. One of the great things about this channel is there's a lot of banter back and forth. One of the downsides and the drawbacks of this channel is that most of their content really relies on you understanding insider knowledge, insider terminology, being up on things like the professional grappling leagues, UFC, things like that. It's generally led by Coach Matt Vega, who has a lot of personal connections to some of the people that are higher up in jiu-jitsu. So if you're new to the sport, if you're older, if you're not really into the professional or the advanced grappling scene, a lot of the things that they talk about sometimes might not pertain to what you're going through or what you're currently experiencing. Great podcast, but I think it's a little bit of inside baseball, a little bit of insider knowledge that a lot of newer guys who are coming into the sport and might not have that base, you might not be able to follow it. But in terms of entertainment value, in terms of just the banter back and forth in the conversation, it's very, very good. And also the information that they talk about from Coach Vega's perspective, who's a black belt, and the co-host, who I believe might be a purple belt at this point. It's good banter, but it tends to be at that upper echelon of the development side. And so for newer people, it might not be something for you, but a great podcast all the same. Number 4 is going to be a page called Chasen. This is another younger black belt. He has a very, very good channel, lots of videos, and most of his videos are specifically discussing the white belt or the white to blue pipeline. He has a lot of great content. He's very articulate in the way that he speaks, very easy to follow his content. I don't know what it is about Chasen's content that I didn't put him higher. I've got the next person at number 3, which I'll divulge here in a second. You'll probably understand why I'm putting him a little bit higher. But number 4 and number 3 are very, very interchangeable. I really do like Chasen's information. I think that he goes over a lot of the stuff that we experience, a lot of the stuff that we deal with from a technical side. He doesn't necessarily talk about as much of the mental health or the emotional aspects or some of the anxiety induced aspects that some of us older guys deal with. And that's why I have him at number 4, but an absolutely great channel. Number 3 is going to be one of the OGs. I believe that Chewjitsu has been on YouTube since about 2007, 2008, if not earlier. I think he has over 84 to 85 million views, and his channel it's awesome. I mean, he talks about everything from technique. He's got playlists on anything and everything that you can think of from the technical aspect side of jiu-jitsu. But what I really appreciate about his channel is he talks a lot from his own personal experience. He talks about his experience when he was younger, getting into the sport in his early 20s. And then he talks about things that he experienced in his 30s. He also talks about his perspective as an athlete, his perspective coming in as, being new to jiu-jitsu. And then he also talks about things from the coaching aspect. So he has a very broad perspective of things, and there's so many videos on his channel. Anything that you're dealing with, anything that you're going through, almost anything that you're experiencing in every aspect of jiu-jitsu, he has something on that channel that addresses it. And on top of that, he has I believe an email address where you can actually write in and ask him any specific questions, and he'll break down a video specifically answering that question. So Chewjitsu comes in at number 3. Number 2 is going to be a relatively new page. I think that he actually started posting content last year, if not maybe just a little bit before, and that's going to be the Alchemy of Struggle. Now, this gentleman, I believe, is an upper graded purple belt from the New York area. His videos are like TED Talks. They are extremely articulate. They are extremely concise. They are extremely clear. But the way that he shares his information is in a almost like a professor. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he does teach at a college. So it's very analytical, it's very academic, but all of his videos are pretty short, pretty to the point. And his experience that he shares, it really does talk directly to the guys who are over the age of 40. A lot of his video content is aimed at guys over the age of 40 and what we're experiencing and what we're going through. He has probably been the one channel that I think has spoke to the mental health aspect of people coming into the sport. We always talk about how this is a great sport for people. It changes lives, it saves lives, it helps bring people out of these funks and holes of depression, and that's true. But there's a very large segment of people, specifically men, specifically older men, who come into the sport and suffer more anxiety and suffer more self-image issues based on their inadequacies on the mat. And his channel does a great job of talking about this and tackling a lot of those subjects. So very, very great channel in my opinion, and something that you should all look into. The number 1 channel for me in terms of absolute binge-worthy content has to be Bulletproof for BJJ podcast. These are 2 black belts from Australia. They have a ton of content and they hit on everything from, the mental health aspect, everything to, your body breaking down, everything to competitive BJJ, to anything and everything. I really do mean this. And one of the great things about their channel is that both of them, if I'm not mistaken, are personal trainers. They actually have an app that you can download where they help you with your mobility. They help you to gain strength and agility that's specifically set for BJJ. And on top of that, the podcast banter between both of these black belts, it's very normal and it's very unforced. You can tell that these 2 guys really like each other. They really enjoy each other's company. And so when you're listening to their podcast, it's like just listening to 2 guys talk. But there's 2 guys that are talking specifically about things that are related to older people doing jiu-jitsu and younger people and the competitive side. So almost everything that 5 through 2 encompass the Bulletproof for BJJ podcast, in my opinion. They hit on all of those. If you're looking for one absolute page that you should follow, where you can listen to all of their content and really get something that you would get on the other 4, it would be this one. But all 5 of these pages, really big fans of all of them. Listen to their content almost daily and binge their content almost every single week. But I would love to know what you guys are listening to. What are you watching? What are some of your favorite BJJ podcasts? What are some of the pages that you're going to find your content, to find motivation, to get information or training tips? I would love for you to share that in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate you being here, and make sure you stay on the mats, okay? Be great. Take care.